All right. To me, the biggest headline last week that kind of got shoved under the rug before we go into HasLab stuff. This is over at Vulture. Shout out to T3. He talked about this on his live show last Thursday. So Rotten Tomatoes, first of all, I want to clarify what headlines got wrong here. Everybody's saying in some way that Rotten Tomatoes is responsible for lack of better phrasing, hacking their ratings. That is not the case. So right now, the headline here, the decomposition of Rotten Tomatoes, the most overrated metric in movies, is erratic, reductive, and easily hacked, and yet has Hollywood in its grip. So a lot of people were posting pictures, articles, Instagram photos with a caption like, Rotten Tomatoes is corrupt, Rotten Tomatoes is in on it, all that kind of stuff. That's not completely the case, right? So somebody who always gets looped into things, unfortunately. In 2018, a movie publicity company called Bunker 15 took on a new project, Ophelia, a feminist retelling of Hamlet starring Daisy Ridley. That's the person I was mentioning before. Critics who had seen early screenings have published 13 reviews, 7 of them negative, which translated to a score of 46 on the all-important aggregation. I have not read that word out loud before. Aggregation site Rotten Tomatoes. I tell you, I'm dumb. I am dumb. A disappointing outcome for a film with prestige, aspirations, and no domestic distributor. So without reading through the whole thing, they were that publicity company that was promoting that movie started paying people $50 to start leaving a positive review. So what that does is it just, now the toothpaste is open. If one company has done this and is doing this, others are doing it. There is no way other companies are not doing this. We've speculated about this forever. We've talked about this on this channel forever. Yeah, people who will get early access, the free tickets, all that stuff, and in doing so, tend to leave positive reviews, good reviews. There is 2 people I always think of, or not always, one is more recent, but there's another one I always think of when it comes to this. Straw Hat Goofy. Straw Hat Goofy blew up on TikTok. He was doing YouTube, didn't really go far, started really focusing on TikTok, blew up. He goes to all the premieres, does interviews, all that kind of stuff. He always gets heat. He always gets heat for the movies he's at, people he's talking to, that kind of stuff. And one day he came out and made a comment similar or along the lines of that he's not a movie reviewer. He's just going to promote the movies. And with a lot of people online, that line gets blurred because you're going and you're doing like 30 posts about how excited you are to see Oppenheimer and your uniform and your outfit to go see Oppenheimer and all this stuff. And people get the impression that you like that movie. It's just a natural thing. But a lot of these people are like, no, I don't like it. I just get paid to promote it. But best believe there are people out there who get paid to promote it and probably leave a favorable review, but also probably get pressured to leave a favorable review because if you got invited this time, you definitely want to get invited next time. And you leaving a shitty review and then expecting an invite next time, it's a gamble. That's a gamble. T3 says Rotten Tomatoes hired them, still part of the blame. All right, did not know that. He also says he's 100% paid along with Soups. Is Soups another reviewer? Both of them, both took down their positive reviews of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania and posted negative reviews. Interesting. So the other person I was thinking of was Justin Collects, who I talked about last week, because a lot of us didn't know the extent that he was getting free stuff, but he also still left bad reviews on Hot Toys. He would say, I think this could be better. This is not as good, but ultimately decision's up to you. That's kind of the angle he would take. But just like these other people, he's like, I'm merely here to tell you what I think, but I'm not going to try to influence your decision, but all these people ultimately are influencers and influence your decision. And if you're getting paid, you're getting free stuff, sometimes it gets hard, especially if you work for yourself. So do I think Rotten Tomatoes is going to go away anytime soon? No, it's still part of marketing. I mean, as I said at the top, it has Hollywood in its grip. When you watch commercials, they still post what the tomato meter score is. But I think real ones out there know it could be hacked. It's not to be trusted. And, I think it's better to find a reviewer or personality or media source that you generally like and make sure that you can make sure you find negative stuff and negative stuff on big things. Because if they never have, if nobody has negative things to say about Ant-Man Quantumania, it's all good. Come on. So, decent movie, but it's definitely not, it's definitely not Endgame. And some people out there put out reviews for stuff like that, like every movie's Endgame. Not the case. T3 says, in this article, Quentin Tarantino makes a great point about critics he never heard of over the past 4 years. If you really think about it, how many of these big tent poles have been negatively affected based off Rotten Tomatoes? It's true. There's still a market out there of people that are super casual that won't go as far as to look at reviews or read reviews. They'll just look at the meter and be like, all right. That's still out there. But I don't think that necessarily affects the bigger movies as much as it may affect a smaller one. Maybe I flip-flopped on that. I'm not sure. I have to go back and watch a replay. Aaron Waller says, if they are reviewing weeks before the movie comes out, they're getting paid. Yeah. JB says, Mad Men, yep. Meaning the show. Same concept. That's a PR company. Rick James says, if people are removing positive reviews, then there's blame on Rotten Tomatoes and those creators, and speaks to their character and greed. Yep. Yeah, it's a very interesting topic. I always remember, and I forget what show I was watching where they're talking about this, but as a kid, it was some video where they were explaining this issue. But as a kid, my movie reviewers were Siskel and Ebert, if you're old enough to remember who they are. And I used to love on Saturdays watching their show. They review like 3 movies, 8-minute segments sandwiched between commercials. And they would shit hard on movies. And I think in today's day and age, really high credited reviewers won't go that far. Like, they will not go that far. There's a limit where they're like, I need that next review. I need that next premiere ticket. I need that next early access ticket. And they don't cross the line. So hopefully this channel, hopefully us here at Nerd Affiliated can make it to the big leagues at some point and keep our integrity. That's the plan. But as I've said time after time, and if you're new here, this is the first time you're hearing it, if you see me not via Photoshop at a Disney premiere on the red carpet, I've been compromised. I have been compromised.